What's the strangest thing you've caught someone doing in the workplace? I once saw an old bloke slowly walk near a tree, have his hat pushed off by one of the low-hanging branches, then proceed to slowly pick up the hat, declare I avenge myself in a neutral tone, and then break a twig off the tree before slowly walking off. At my old job, I once walked in on my manager thoroughly engrossed in making a herd of balloon animals while drinking a beer at 10 AM. I work in pharmaceutical marketing. Some of the balloon animals were pretty cool. He gave me a Dachshund-shaped one. Not sure if this counts, but in my old office, windows along one side of the building overlooked a block of apartments. We often saw people hanging out on their balconies, drinking coffee or putting their laundry out or whatever. Then there was the fateful day we all downed tools and went to stand at the window en masse, staring open-mouthed at the stark bollock naked couple having lengthy and vigorous sex, in a variety of positions, right on the balcony opposite. Even our boss was only making the most half-hearted of motions to get us to go and get back to work. That was an interesting day. I used to work in retail and I did a rotational evening shift with this weird dude. He was about 50-ish. Fairly mild-mannered. Didn't make too much fuss. Friendly, etc. One day I didn't clock in until 20 minutes after I was supposed to start due to a car accident blocking my route to work. Normally I greet him at the warehouse door as he has to let me in. He must have assumed I wasn't coming, because I spotted him in the dark corner by the generator, with a small spotlight on the shelf behind him. He had a pile of broken stuff returned by customers and was looking over it. I pressed the doorbell and he hurriedly put it all away and came jogging over. I asked him about it and he denied it at first, but I said I saw it and he relented. He liked to fix things and take them home. Some he gave to charity. Some he gave to his grandkids. Some he gave to his wife. The dude was prolific. He had hidden a compartment in a shelf and padlocked it. It was behind a panel in the internal wall behind the generator. For about an hour I watched him take apart an electronic 9-volt drill, find the fault and put it all back together again. From that moment on, neither of us did much work in the warehouse. To be fair, he confessed that he enjoyed the night shifts because all the day shift had done most of the work. He would spend the first hour or so tidying up and finishing off the day shift's job, and then he would go out of sight of the CCTV cameras and just fix things, because he loved doing it. Occasionally one of us would do a lap to show the cameras we were working. Our job was to cross-check and catalog what the day shift had moved out of the warehouse against what was sold, so they could always maximize warehouse space. It was dull, boring but easy work. I hope that dude is okay, and I do think about him from time to time. Jacking off to an old school workout video at 11 AM. I work in a hospital. This didn't happen to me but my colleague. So the bathroom of our workplace was structured like an actual home bathroom. It had a bowl, along with a sink with a mirror over it. And dividing the room was the curtain which contained the shower area. It was simply used as a storage area for cleaning supplies. Usually the curtain was pulled all the way to the end so all the cleaning materials wouldn't be in clear view when you enter it. So one time my colleague did her deed when she was done, flushed the toilet, and proceeded to the sink to wash her hands. But when she looked in the mirror, she was horrified when she saw someone else's reflection from behind the curtain. It was our workplace's new cleaning lady. It turns out, cleaning lady was hiding behind the curtain since she was texting on her phone. But she didn't leave when she heard someone enter and probably hoped no one noticed she was there. Because of this I made it a habit to check if there's someone hiding behind the curtains before I use the bathroom. Worked at a gross pizza shop in a college town that was open until 3 AM to get all the drunks. One night after a particularly heinous group of kids came in, we closed shop and cleaned up. I was checking the bathroom and realized it was locked from the inside, so I knock like crazy but no one answers. I pop the lock with my pocket knife and come in to find two drunken male students passed out mid-romantic tryst. One guy is passed out cold on the crapper with another guy's face in his naked lap. Wake them up and send them away. When I was 15, my mom worked for a nursing home and they implemented a new program to print out menus. My mom sucks at computers, so one day she decides I can work there under the table and help with the system. The place used to be a hospital, but when it became a nursing home the wards were shut down. The closed wards weren't locked very well, so a lot of homeless people would sneak into the closed wards to sleep. When I was working for my mom, I accidentally went into the wrong door and it was a closed ward. It looked like a scene from 28 Days Later. Someone literally just closed the ward and left the equipment, the beds, even some medical files from the 80s. What was even creepier is there were clothing in the hallway. Someone was clearly there recently. I noped the out and went to go find my mom. Was working at a wedding reception and was replacing the soap in the women's toilets and walked in on the groom having sex with the maid of honor. Someone caught me. I was walking to my car for lunch. I was gonna have hot dogs. So I was singing the theme to Cat Dog, an old Nickelodeon cartoon, but with the word hot dogs instead of cat dog. And kind of in the style of a smarmy lounge singer. An older lady I work with got out of her car right as I was passing and asked, "What are you singing?" My mind went blank. I honestly couldn't think of any way to explain it to her. It's not like she would have watched Cat Dog. I just said I don't know. Got in my car and left.